It's the Visa Lottery Fever. DV 2026 has started, and you can now submit an entry between Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024 and Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Go to the website dvprogram.states.gov, the only official website for the program. Enter the characters to authenticate that you're a human being and not a robot, and then you'll be given access to the portal. Start with your name. So you start with your last name or your family name or what's popularly known as your surname. Put it in there. Then you go to your first name and then your middle name. Make sure what you're submitting here is exactly as it appears in your passport. No mistakes. If it has a hyphen, make sure it's there. If you don't have a middle name in your passport, just mark here no middle name, and then you're going to move on to your gender. Identify whether you're a male or a female, and then next you're going to be moving on to your birth date. Put in the day on which you were born, the month of your birth, and then the year, 4 character digit a year that you were born in. And then next you're going to be entering your the city in which you were born, then next the country in which you were born. Now, if you were born in one of the 19 countries which have been disqualified from DV 2026, then you want to make sure that either your spouse or your parent was born in a qualifying country and you can use their countries of chargeability. Otherwise, you're not qualified to enter into this program. Next, you're going to be submitting your photograph. One major mistake I see, if you use or you reuse a picture that you used last year, you will be disqualified. You don't want to do that. Make sure you use a picture that you've taken within the last 6 months. And I tell you what, they do have sophisticated technology to detect these things. So please make sure you comply with all the rules if you want to be successful in this application. Then the next thing you want to do is include your mailing address. This is pretty much where you live. The next thing is the country where you live today. Be aware that if you put in that you live in a particular country, that's where you're going to be scheduled for your visa interview. These days, transferring cases has become a nightmare if you're trying to circumvent long wait times or trying to avoid embassies that are just not helpful with scheduling DV visa interview. So you want to be aware of this before you put in Ghana, and then now Ghana is not processing real fast, and now you want to transfer your case and KCC says no because you don't have good justification. So you want to think about that very carefully. But yeah, you put in your country where you live today, then you put in your phone number, put in your email address. Make sure you have direct access to this email address, because by May next year, May 2025, when the results are released, you want to be able to check that you have won or you have been selected. If you go use an agent's email address, that could be problematic for you in the future. Please make sure that you do save that email address along with the password very carefully, because that could be your ticket to your green card, okay? Then the next thing is the highest level of your education. Remember that in order to qualify for the DV lottery, you must have a successful high school education, or you have qualifying work experience, okay? So if you just have primary school only, you mark that. If you do have just primary school only, please do not proceed with this application unless you have qualifying work experience. Make sure that you have at least a high school diploma or a university degree or whatever that you have, or a master if you have a master's degree. Whatever you have, just make sure that you qualify before you submit an entry, because you see, if you submit an entry when you do not qualify, what you are doing is jeopardizing the chances of people who are natives of your country who are going to be using your country of chargeability. Because remember that the Department of State is going to distribute the diversity visas among 6 geographic regions, and no single country is going to receive more than 7% of the available DVs for this year, which is 55,000 immigrants visas. This means that each country is going to get no more than 3,850 immigrants visas. So if you don't qualify, please don't submit an entry. Then you select your marital status. And then if you are married, state that you are married. If you are not married, state that you are unmarried. And then you'll go on to list the number of your children. In this case, the person has no child, so we state that there is no child. And then the next thing is we are going to be done. We'll review all the information, make sure that everything is well filled out or properly filled out and there are no errors in your submission. If everything looks kosher, just go on and click submit. At this time, take a deep breath and make sure that you don't refresh your browser, you don't go back, you don't go forward. Just stay still until you see the success confirmation page, and that will tell you that you have been successful in your submission. You want to put down the confirmation number, which is a 16-character long alphanumeric confirmation number. The first 4 characters will represent the program year. Store that in a safe place because you'll need it in May 2025 for your entrance status check when the results are released. The results for the DV 2026 will be released in May 2025. Now, this additional portion is for people who have derivatives, principal applicants who are married and have children. Put in your spouse's last name, first name, middle name, put in their date of birth, month of birth, day, the year they were born, put in their gender, identify your spouse's gender, whether they're male or female. The city where your spouse was born also need to be put there. Enter also their country of birth. And then you will put in your spouse's photograph. Do the same thing for your child. First child, second child, third child, same format, their last name, first name, middle name, the date they were born, city they were born, country they were born, and then their photograph as well. Of course, you always have to identify their gender, and then you should be good to go. All the photographs have to be compliant. Make sure you're looking at the pixels, the size, the recency of the photo must be taken within the last 6 months. All those details, please make sure you pay close attention. I wish you guys all the best. I hope this video was helpful. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like, share, comment, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you soon in our next video. Wish you all the best. Bye.